Madam
Please
Chair,
proceed po. Yes, Senator Bong.
salamat po, Madam Chair, sa mga kasamahan kong senador, Senator Rafi and Senate President Win. Sa mga kababayan kong nakikinig ngayon, maayong adlaw sa inyong tanan, maupay nga adlaw. Kasi karamihan po yung mga taga Region 8 po. I'm sure nakikinig rin po. No? Maayong adlaw sa inyong tanan. Magandang araw. I would like to express my deep sadness and profound concern over the tragic incident at Jose National High School in Tacloban City, Leyte, an incident that claimed the lives of 3 students. We express our deepest condolences to the families who lost their children. We likewise extend our sympathies to those who were injured, the teachers, school personnel, everyone affected by this senseless act of violence. Madam Chair, what makes this tragedy even more heartbreaking is that the alleged perpetrators are themselves minors. Nakakalungkot po yun. Talagang nabigla po tayong lahat at ayaw po nating mangyari dito sa ating bayan, yung mga nangyayari sa ibang bansa na nakakagulat na hindi natin inaakala. As chairperson of the Senate Committee on Youth and vice chairperson of the Senate Committee on Health, I believe that this incident should be viewed merely as not be viewed merely as a peace and order concern. It is equally a youth welfare issue, a public health issue, and a challenge to our education system. This tragedy should prompt a serious review of our school safety protocols and mental health programs. Mental health issue is real talaga. Talagang marami pong apektado. Even during the pandemic time, dami pong apektado. At hanggang ngayon talagang tinatamaan tayo nito. Hindi lang ito usapin ng seguridad. Kailangan din nating tingnan ang kalagayan ng ating mga kabataan, kung may problema sa bahay, sa paaralan, sa komunidad. Mas mabuti ang maagapan kaagad ito. Ang kanilang mental health, dapat itong maagapan agad, tutukan talaga. Mas mabuti ang prevention kaysa hintayin pa nating may masaktan o mamatay. Mental health issue is real. Just before the Tacloban City incident on June 16, a 14-year-old grade 8 student wounded 7 grade 5 students in a knife attack inside a private school in General Trias, Cavite. 3 days later, an 18-year-old grade 11 student was wounded in a knife attack inside the Cavite National High School in Cavite City. Days after the Tacloban City shooting, another disturbing incident occurred outside Kolehiyo ng Pantukan in Davao de Oro, where a man who had just attended his graduation was fatally shot near the school premises. These successive incidents should further compel government agencies to take school safety, youth protection, and mental health concerns with greater urgency. In terms of criminal responsibility, these cases have likewise renewed attention on Republic Act number 9344 or the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act of 2016 as amended by Republic Act number 10630, which govern cases involving children at risk and children in conflict with the law. If there are aspects of our existing laws and regulations that require strengthening, then we must carefully review them. But such a review must remain evidence-based and balanced, one that upholds accountability while preserving the law's rehabilitative purpose. matagal na po ito eh. Pag may nangyayari, na pag-uusapan, dapat i-review. But until now, hindi pa rin po gumagalaw. Huwag na ho sana nating antayin na panibagong pangyayari. Pag-aralan natin ng mabuti. Trabaho po natin bilang mambabatas, bilang senador, na tingnan po ito ng mabuti. Marami na pong nangyayari. Iba na po ang panahon ngayon. Iba na ho ang sitwasyon ngayon dahil sa mga online platforms. Iba na po. Magkaiba nung 10 years ago, magkaiba 20 years ago. Iba na po ang panahon ngayon. Kung meron dapat ayusin sa mga kasalukuyang batas at regulasyon, ayusin na natin ito ngayon. Dapat malinaw din na ang mga bata ay kailangan ng gabay, intervention at tamang proseso. Dapat protektahan ang biktima, panagutin ang may sala ayon sa batas, at tulungan din natin ang kabataang nalilihis ng landas. In terms of public safety, the government has to determine how firearms are being accessed and brought near schools and public events. The safety of our students, parents, teachers, and school personnel must remain a continuing responsibility, not only during crisis, but every single day. The government should also explore whether there is a need for a more visible police and law enforcement presence in our schools, particularly during entry and dismissal hours and major school activities. Such a presence should be preventive and must be implemented in close coordination with school authorities. At hindi po ito dapat magdulot ng takot o makasagabal sa pag-aaral. Any security measure must fully respect and uphold academic freedom while ensuring that our schools remain safe spaces. Siguro naman na hindi naman sobra yung pulis natin sa ngayon. Maaaring kulang pa, pero kung maaari, sana po'y ma-deploy ito sa mga eskwelahan kaysa naman na andyan lang po sa kanilang mga opisina. Mas maggamit po ito kung may police visibility. Equally, if more important, Madam Chair, at sa mga kasamahan ko po na senador at sa Kongreso, is the preventive aspect. Importante po na pagtuunan ng pansin ang mental health ng mga kabataan at mga estudyante. Last Congress, I co-authored and co-sponsored Republic Act number 12080, the Basic Education, Mental Health and Wellbeing Promotion Act, which was principally sponsored by Senate President Win Gatchalian. This law seeks to institutionalize stronger mental health and well-being services in our basic education institutions. May batas po tayo dyan. Kabilang po dito ang pagkakaroon ng school counselors and school counselor associates sa mga pampublikong paaralan. During a previous hearing of the Committee on Youth, pinag-usapan po natin na ito, na natanong ko po itong batas na ito kung na-implement na. We have raised that this not only about the full implementation, pero ang problema po dito, we have raised that there are only about 4,000, let me repeat, there are only 4,069 licensed guidance counselors nationwide as of 2022. The country would need around 47,000 guidance counselors to meet the ideal ratio. Ang layo po. Ang problema, yung availability ng mga guidance counselors sa ngayon. Ito po yung ideal ratio na 1 counselor for every 500 learners. Ang problema, wala nga tayong mga licensed guidance counselors. It was also reported during the hearing that we have 50 child psychiatrists in the Philippines. We really have a crisis in terms of our supply of mental health professionals. Ito po talagang malaking problema natin. Kaya naman habang kulang po tayo sa guidance counselors, baka maaari natin itong punuan pansamantala ng mga school counselor associates The DepEd reported during our hearing earlier this year that they are in coordination with the DBM for the funding allocated for the creation of 10,000 school counselor associate positions under the 2026 budget. This Congress, I likewise filed Senate Bill 176, which proposes the establishment of mental health offices in all public higher education institutions nationwide to provide accessible counseling services, trained mental health professionals, and 24/7 mental health hotlines for students. Dahil problema po talaga ang mental health issue sa ngayon. The recent incidents underscore the urgent need to strengthen our early intervention systems in schools and communities, particularly for students experiencing bullying, trauma, emotional distress, family problems, and other risk factors. Matagal ko na po sinasabi na ang mental health ay dapat tutukan, hindi dapat ikahiya ang paghingi ng tulong. Kung may batang nahirapan, dapat may makausap po ito, may malapitan at tutulong bago pa lumala ang problema. Lastly, as chairman of Committee on Sports, I also hope that we discuss possible reforms. We remain mindful not to unintentionally cast online gaming in a negative light. Esports has grown into a legitimate competitive sport that promotes teamwork, discipline, strategic thinking, and digital skills, and has provided many young Filipinos with opportunities. Instead of imposing a blanket ban on online gaming, perhaps our focus should be promoting responsible gaming, strengthening parental guidance while ensuring that online gaming platforms are not being used by violent extremists and criminal groups. Madam Chair, let this heartbreaking incidents become a turning point for stronger school safety measures, better youth interventions, more accessible mental health services, and greater cooperation among our school, families, communities, and government institutions. Nakikiramay po ako sa mga biktima at sa kanilang mga pamilya. Na ipagdasal po natin ang kanilang pagaling at ang kapayapaan ng mga nawalan ng mahal sa buhay. Pagdasal po natin sila. At maraming salamat rin po, Madam Chair, sa mga kasamahan ko sa Senado sa pagdinig na ito. Maraming salamat at magandang araw po sa inyo lahat.